Hello everyone, I'm Batpan, about who catches bullets with a trusty pan. Today, I'm excited to share how you can create a simple follow AI in Unity. This is the same technique that I use in my own published game, which you can check out via the link in the description if you're a fan of retro horror games, of course. This video is part of a series that I'll be sharing some handy tips and tricks to help you on your game development journey. All the files used and created in this video are available on my GitHub, linked in the description. If you find this video helpful, a like would be amazing. You can comment any opinions you have and you can subscribe to stay updated with the latest videos. With all those being said, let's begin. So right now I have an empty scene with my FPS controller. What we first need is a model to give this AI to. I had a model from before that I exported it from my game. It is here. I'm going to give it a material. We have the model set up. We have to give him an animator so he can transition from idle to walking to running animation. I actually showed you guys how to do this inside my other video, in which I told you guys how you guys can actually import mix some models inside Unity. You can get to that video by clicking on top of your screen right now over the link in the description. I'm not going to talk about that in this video because it would just make this video a lot longer, so you guys can actually watch that video if you don't know how to do it. I have like 3 animations. I just dragged and dropped this model in here. It is actually this one. I'm just gonna unpack completely, and it is an idle. It doesn't have anything here set up, so I'm just gonna select my friend idle. I'm gonna click on this add component animator. I'm just gonna give it an animator. It needs an avatar for this animator. To give this model an avatar, you have to select it. You can select any animation type. I'm using generic because I want to tweak some animations, and you can't do that on a humanoid. Just put this on generic like me and just create from this model and just click on this apply, and you select your friend idle. It needs an avatar. When you click on this triangle, you find this avatar here. You can just drag and drop your avatar here. It needs an animator controller. So to give it an animator controller, you first have to create it. So create animation animator controller. I'm just gonna call it AI controller and select it and drag and drop your animated controller here. And because I want to give this animations that I can tweak later on, I'm not gonna just go to my animated controller, double click to open it and go to this animator section. I just drag and drop this model here. I'm not gonna do that. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna click on here, find the animation I'm gonna export is this animation, this maximum one, and I'm just gonna take this one and put it here. So to take this one and put it here, just gonna select it, hold control and press D to duplicate it, and when it's duplicated it will just come out, and I'm just gonna rename it to AI idle, and then I'm just gonna drag and drop it here. I'm just gonna click on loop time so it will just loop. We can just go ahead and check this part out. See, it is doing an animation. I'm just gonna give it 2 different animations, 2 other animations, one for walking. Again, I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna find the animation. I'm gonna control D, duplicate it here, walk, put it here, and kind of do the same thing for the running as well. So duplicate, run, put it here as well. We need to transition between each one of them. Again, I say if you want to completely understand what I'm saying and doing right now, you have to watch that video, but I'm just gonna explain it a little bit in this video. So go to parameters, create a new integer. I'm just gonna call it capital C. I'm just gonna make transitions in between these. One goes to walk comes back to idle, and just have to do it for everything. From idle to walk, I want the C to be, if the C is equal to 1, I want it to walk, and when C is equal to 0 and we're walking, we want to go to idle. I explained everything I'm just saying right now in my other videos, so I'm just gonna kind of do the same thing. If C is equal to 2, I want to go to this run. And if C is equal to 0, when I'm on run, I'm just gonna come back. So when I'm on walk and C is equal to 2, I go to run. And when I'm on run and C equals to 1, I come back to walking. Now that we set up the animation and the animator, you can go ahead and give this one an AI. To give this an AI, you have to go to your friend and just click on this add component and add the nav mesh agent. And when the nav mesh agent has been given, and if you don't have it, just click on this install AI navigation package that has been added in Unity 6. If you don't have it, I think you can go ahead and add it through your package manager. If you don't have it, I think that you can just search nav AI navigation. You can just click search nav navigation on your Unity registry. You can find it and click install here. I think on older Unity versions, install was here. You can click on install and the AI will be added to your project. If it is not available, go to your window. You find AI here, take this navigation and drag and drop it here. So as I was telling you what to do, I found out that the AI thing has actually changed inside Unity 6, and you can't just go here and select your object and make it walkable, and you have to select each of your objects. You want it, for example, to be an obstacle or be walkable, so you gotta select your object. You're gonna go to your add component and you gotta make this one a nav mesh surface. And once it's been added, you gotta make this one walkable, and you gotta click on this bake. So now that we're done with this part, let's go ahead and create the script for it. So I'm just gonna go to my follow AI. I have a folder for the scripts. Again, I say all the files created and used in this video with the script I'm just gonna create right now will be put inside my GitHub. You can get to the GitHub with the link in the description. So I'm just gonna create a new mono behavior script or a C# script in any Unity versions. I'm just gonna call it follow AI. Double click to open it up. So we're gonna be using an AI in here. So the first thing we're gonna add is up here, we're just gonna say using Unity engine.ai, which will let us actually use anything related to the AI will be added inside our script. And because I'm just gonna give my script to the object that has the AI on it, I'm not gonna make my navmesh agent or the animator public. So I'm just gonna call navmesh agent. I'm just gonna call it, for example, agent. You can name it whatever you want, and I'm gonna create an animator with the small a. But I'm just gonna give the player to follow with the object I want him to follow. So public game object player to follow, or object to follow, for example, object to follow. To give these two values to our script, we have to give them through this void start. So I'm just gonna say agent is actually equal to get component navmesh agent, and it's gonna look for a navmesh agent inside our object with the script. For example, our object with this is gonna be this one, so it's gonna look for a navmesh agent inside here, and it's gonna find it and it's gonna give it to the script. And after that, we're gonna do the same thing for the animator. So animator equal to get component and get the animator. We need to actually calculate distance between the AI and the object to follow. So to actually calculate that, we need to create a float here which will update. I'm just gonna call it distance and make it equal to vector3, the distance. Vector3 actually has a thing for distance, and the distance is going to be calculated from this object's transform. So I'm just going to say transform the position to the object to follows transform. So object to follow the transform that position. Transform that position with the small t actually means the transform of this object with the script on, and it's going to take this transform and gets its distance to the object to follows transform dot position. And after that, we're just gonna go ahead and check if, for example, distance is less than 5, for example. We want the agent to be stopped and we want the animator to stay on the idle animation. And if it is, for example, bigger than 5 and, for example, less than 13, we want the agent to move and we want it to, for example, do the walking animation with the speed of 3, for example. And if it is actually bigger than 13, we want it to actually move with the speed of 6 and show us the running animations. To do that, we're just gonna first check if distance is less than 5. We want the AI to stop, so agent that is stopped is equal to true, which will actually turn off our AI. Then we're just gonna say animator dot set integer. We gave it the capital C, if you remember, and the index for the idle was 0. So we're just gonna give our animator the index of 0, so it would just be on the idle animation. After that, we're just gonna go ahead and say else if distance is bigger or equal to 5 and distance is less than 13. So this section is going to be walking, AI, walking. In here, we're just going to say agent that is stopped is equal to false. We don't want the agent to be stopped. We're just going to give the agent a destination again. Agent dot set destination object to follow dot transform dot position. Then we're just going to give it the walking animation. We tell it to run the walking animation. So animator dot set integer, give it the capital C and give it the index of 1. If you remember, the index of 1 is actually for the walking animation. And for the speed, we can just give it a 3 speed dot speed is actually equal to 3. Then we're just going to say else if distance is bigger than 13. So this here is actually saying AI running. So AI running in here will be kind of the same thing as before. Agent that is stopped is equal to false. We want the AI to be moving, and we're just going to give it a destination that set destination object to follow that transform that position, and then we want the animator to show us the running animation. So set integer capital C, give it the index of 2, then agent dot speed, we're just going to give it a speed of 6, for example. That's the code for the AI to understand when to walk, when to go to idle, and when to run. We just created here. We can go ahead and check it out. I'm just going to select my AI, the friend that I gave the AI to. I'm just going to drag and drop my script to it. Then I'm just going to go to this nav mesh section and find the proper amount for it. I'm just going to increase the height until it covers it completely, and radius is okay. I'm just going to give it a capsule collider as well, so he doesn't go through us. He can collide with the objects. So I'm just going to give it a capsule collider, and you can change the capsule collider's settings like that as well. Just going to put it like here. This amount I think is enough. As you see, the script needs an object to follow. For the object to follow, I'm just going to give it the FPS controller. For the run and for walking, we're going to select both of them and click on this loop time, that the AI is actually following us and if the distance is enough, he will run toward us. So a funny thing that happened right now was when I was, giving my AI a value of minus, for example, 0.15. Minus is actually the key to, start my video, and when I clicked on it, my video ended. So sorry for that. So yes, as I was saying, when it is above the ground, you have to give it a value of minus 0.1 or minus 0.15. So when the AI actually comes again, you see that it is actually on the ground and it is not above the ground. You see, it is on the ground. So that's how to create a simple follow AI in Unity that I actually used in my own game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, a like would be amazing. You can subscribe to see more contents like this. You can tell me any comments, any opinions, any suggestions you have in the comment section. I would be very happy to answer them. Hope all the best for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.